This is a story, this is sort of a story that happened to me, but I changed the names, okay? So there's a little boy in here named Nick, okay? And it's a story about Nick fishing with his dad called Pap, okay? So they're fishing and Nick sees something and it says, he says, "Pap, is that a beaver?" he asked. It looked like a beaver. He'd never seen a real life beaver before, but he'd seen pictures. Pap was still extracting the hook from the mudfish he'd just caught and looked over his shoulder. Uh-oh, that's Toby. Toby's an otter. They're fun to watch, but they're mischievous. Keep your eyes peeled. Maybe you'll see if he has a girlfriend. Yeah. He didn't explain what mischievous meant. You know what mischievous means?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Pap, who gave Toby his name? Nick asked. I don't know, asked Mr. Ledford. He's been here a long time. He might know. Maybe he just liked that name and calls the otter Toby, said Pap. Nick watched the otter as Pap fished, and it seemed like it might be fun to be an otter. It was very fast, making a V wake behind it as it swam around. It was brownish black and sleek and shiny. It climbed up on a stump and looked intently at them, then raced between the uprights of the long-gone railroad, playing some imaginary game. Nick forgot all about dark water and hidden obstacles and names and old men. While watching the otter until he heard Pap say the thing he always said when he hooked a fish. Uh-oh. Pap had a fish. He had a big fish. This time, the fish didn't manage to pull the line into the mysterious snag that lay beneath the coffee black water on the other side of the railroad trestle. This time, the fish had to fight Pap on Pap's terms. This time, Pap got the fish far enough away from the snag to fight him in a swimming pool-sized arena behind the old railroad pilings. Even then, Pap didn't tempt fate by bringing the big fish to the boat. He wanted him tired and out of fight when he began to thread the 8-pound or so fish through to the boat through the pilings. Just as the fish seemed beaten, a sleek brown flash streamed through the pilings like a torpedo and headed for Pap's bass. One moment, Pap's fish was out of fight and ready to give in, and then the next moment, Pap's rod dipped down and bent double again. Uh-oh, said Pap sorrowfully. Toby's going to take my bass. The contest was short. Toby knew his way around the inside of the rusty obstacle beneath the water. Down, under, and through. Then, as if a sharp knife had cut it, Pap's line parted. 10 seconds later, Toby climbed carefully onto a log just behind the lilies and looked at them with Pap's bass clenched firmly in his mouth. He knew he was a thief, and Pap knew it too. Pap didn't cuss him for it. Time to go home, said Pap. You steer the boat, and I'll clean the fish on the way. As Pap cleaned his bass on the flat top of the bait well, Nick shouted a question to him over the mellow whine of the Johnson outboard. Pap, does Easter know about Toby? It took Pap a moment to understand what he was asking. In a man-to-man voice, he replied, No, I don't think she does. The next time we go to her store to buy bait, why don't you ask her about him? You like that story?